Hello, you guys, and welcome back to the Wedding Buzz. Today we have Ashley here, and I'm very excited to have her on. From an early age, her passion for the beauty industry burned brightly within her. At just 16, she fearlessly pursued her dreams, transforming her passion into a thriving career. Inspired by a woman named Natasha, she eagerly studied her work, igniting that fire that would then shape her journey. Natasha became her mentor, providing valuable feedback to refine her techniques, style, and self-assurance, empowering her to become her own boss. Today, she stands proudly as the owner of A Unity Empire, a prestigious hair and makeup company. Through unwavering dedication, she has honored her skills and expanded her offerings to include a captivating line of lashes and wigs. With a wealth of experience serving clients from all walks of life, she is well-versed in creating breathtaking looks for any occasion. Whether it's a wedding or a red carpet event, she possesses an unmatched expertise that will leave you looking absolutely fabulous. Her meticulous attention to detail and innate artistic flair will transform your appearance, elevating your confidence to soaring heights. Trust her exceptional talent, and she will ensure that you look and feel fabulous for any event. So thank you for being here. I'm very excited.
Thank you for having me.
For those of you listening, I actually met her just last week. She was doing, she ended up doing my makeup, and I was like, hey, you should be on the podcast. So tell me a little bit about your business. How'd you get started? You said you were just 16 when you got started, and how'd you start your business?
I guess I started my business when I was working at a salon. That's when obviously I had my license by then. I was like, I don't remember, 23 maybe.
Okay.
But I was doing part-time my own and then working for a salon. Then last year I started fully working for myself.
That's awesome. It's easier said than done. I know that.
It definitely is. It's a roller coaster when you're an entrepreneur. There's ups and downs all the time.
For sure. So congratulations. That's amazing.
Thank you.
So what services do you provide and what do you focus on?
Well, obviously I do makeup. I do natural to dramatic, every shade. I do wedding hair. I do natural everyday hair, sew-ins, lasting extensions for your wedding day. Your natural hair.
Basically,
I do not everything, but I do a lot.
But you do everything. Yeah, anything hair, makeup related. You're ready to get people looking fabulous. That's awesome. So obviously this podcast is about brides, and you do help a lot of brides. So what are some key considerations for brides when they're selecting like their hair and makeup look?
First, I think that people should definitely think and have ideas. A lot of brides really don't think about it too much until like that day. But I think you should find something that you'll feel comfortable in. I think you should go like a little bit above your norm just because pictures take away like 20% of your makeup. But I also feel like you shouldn't listen too much to what other people have to think or say about you because at the end of the day, you're the one wearing, you have to feel comfortable. So I just think you have to focus on those things.
Yeah. Focus on like maybe what you normally do and then elevate that.
Yeah.
You want to feel like yourself and look like yourself. I do know that it's very common for brides to want like a natural. I feel like that's kind of a thing. Do you find brides asking for natural looks?
Yes, I get that a lot. Like, it just depends on what type of person you are, but I mainly get natural brides.
Natural.
Or like soft glam.
And maybe people, do you think that people are surprised by how much makeup is actually put on for a...
Oh, yeah.
Like that no makeup look is more makeup than people think.
We were talking about that because like I do a lot. I do that a lot on myself, and I wear a heavy foundation. It just depends on how you do it. But also depends on like the day, if you're doing it outside or inside, like, whether you want light, medium, or like strong foundation. So it just depends like how you want it to last. But also like I have brides who literally barely don't want me to touch their face. Like I want makeup, but like not really. Like, and I can do that look, but you also have to realize like, it's going to last. It's just like when you take the pictures, it's going to look like you don't have nothing on.
Right. The pictures minimize it so much.
Yes. And it's like, it looks good, but like when you look at the picture, you're like, oh, something's kind of missing there. Like, that's why I always tell people, like, go a little bit above your norm. Not too much, because I don't want to like traumatize people. Because people get scared. And I always say, just relax. If you tell me what you want, I will deliver that.
Yeah.
I never go above what, people want just because I don't want no meltdowns. I've had a lot. So I just.
Have you had a lot?
Yeah, I've been doing makeup professionally for 7 years. So yeah, because there's bridezillas, there's all type of people. So, there's like insecurities come out a lot.
I do feel like it is insecurity driven.
Yes.
And makeup, I mean, it's your face. So
Yes.
especially, and I find that people, especially brides, probably have a hard time expressing when they don't like something. And then
Yes.
it like comes out in a meltdown.
Yeah.
And it's like, they're not trying to have a meltdown, but they just like don't know how to express to you, like, can you change this little thing?
And I think they're going to hurt like our feelings. But like when you've been in the industry so long, we're like kind of like solid. Like, it's okay. We're here to give you what you want. It doesn't matter how I feel at this moment. I'm just here to give you what you want for your wedding day.
Yeah, just because they have a tweak, you're not going to be like,
I
failed. Like,
just I can change and fix whatever you want.
So like for our listeners, for the brides, like it's best if they just tell you.
Tell your hairstylist or your makeup artist, because they will be fine. Yeah. Even if they get upset, which they shouldn't, because you're a professional. Just tell them. They will be fine.
I remember when I did a trial for my wedding, she put like a very peachy or like orange toned blush. And I was just like, it was the trial. And I was just like, I love everything, but like, can we try? I don't like orange so much on me. Like, can we try pink? And she was like, yeah, babe. Yeah. And she like, I don't know what she did. And then like, she showed me the mirror and I was like, that's it. And it was like, no big deal. Yeah. Like, she was not offended. She was just like, Obviously, brides need to have their hair and makeup look for a long day, and we are in South Florida. Yeah. Can you give us some tips on making sure that it lasts all day? If there's anything that they should do or secrets that you do that they might not know about, but...
Well, I definitely think that day before you should wash your hair. It should be clean, no products in it. I think like before the wedding day, it's good to have like facials and do like overnight masks just to prepare your face. Because like we can do your makeup, but we're not like magicians. Like we can only do so much. So like if you take care of your face, we can make your face look even more flawless. But I think basically those, and it just depends on the products too and how you apply everything for it to last. Like it just depends. Like if your wedding is outside or inside, we'll know what to do on like, what to use.
How about, I know airbrush versus regular foundation, and you and I talked a little bit about this last week, but it's because I hear a lot of brides like, oh, I want airbrush. But how do you feel about airbrush makeup versus regular foundation?
I like it. Don't get me wrong. Like it's great. It's just, I feel like people don't really understand. They think it's just like the best. Like, and it's great, but it doesn't mean it's better than regular foundation.
It's kind of the new trendy thing.
Yeah, I think it's trendy, so people are like, oh my God, I have to have it. Yeah. But also they have to look at, like, if it's just airbrush, it can look really heavy. So if you don't like that look, not in a bad way either, not like greasy or anything, but if you don't like that heavier look, you probably won't like it. But I also feel like you should use it like, okay, say you're in Florida and your wedding's outside on the beach. You should use it because it can be sweat-proof, waterproof to an extent, people. But yeah, you'll love it for that. But like if you just like you're inside, you like a light look, just regular foundation is fine. That can last all day.
All day, yeah.
It's just, it's all about application and what products you use. So it just depends on what look you're going for, but it's not like the best. Like if you don't have it, oh my God! Like you know?
Would you say airbrush is a heavier?
It can if it's just used. Like if it's just airbrush, it can be heavier. You can use it as a light setting over like a BB cream or whatever. Yeah. Like then it won't look as light. So it just depends. But if it's just airbrush, it will look like heavier. Gotcha. But not in a bad way. But if you don't like that type of look, you won't like it.
So I wear makeup like all the time. Okay. My mother-in-law and my mom don't wear like foundation all the time. And so on my wedding day, they both got airbrush and they both didn't like it. Yeah. They were both like, they were like, my skin looks worse. And from far away, like the color looked great on both of them. But up close, you know, both of them are
They're
pushing
older.
60 and
Yeah.
they have more mature skin. They're beautiful, but they have more, you know, they have more
Yeah.
mature skin, and it just like, it made it look worse. And I just wonder, is that like foundation in general, or do you find that that would be the airbrush foundation?
I think light is better with mature skin.
Okay.
Like that's just me. That's just how I do makeup. Every time I do mature skin, I always do light.
Okay.
Just because the heavier it is, the more the wrinkles come out. And even though it can still look nice, a lot of them, they don't want that. So I feel like light and glowy just really makes their face look good.
Yeah.
So that's what I think. They should have had a lighter look. The airbrush just wasn't for them.
Yeah, I agree. And I mean, I know a lot of like our listeners are going to be brides, but
Yeah.
I can tell you my mom and my mother-in-law, they wanted to look and feel gorgeous on my wedding day. It's important for them too. So
Of course, it is.
maybe keep that in mind for our listeners, like for your
Yeah.
mom or your mother-in-law. So let's talk about, because you kind of mentioned like brides don't necessarily prepare. So let's talk about trials. Do you find that a lot of brides do trials? Do you like trials?
I love trials. I think they're always important because I've been in every situation. So I think there's like a good amount of people who do prepare and then a good amount who don't. They're like, oh, it's fine. Like I've done a bride on the day of, and she's like, was a lot. Like, because she didn't do a trial. So it was just like, oh, I don't like how this looks on me. So a trial is always great because you can figure out if you like that look. Because you could pick something, you think it's awesome, and then I do it, and you don't like it on yourself.
Right.
So that's why it's important to do a hair and makeup. Because you could want to look, and it's like, oh my God, this is it. And then we do it, and you're like, this is not it.
This is not it. And then on the
So-
wedding day, if they don't like it,
Yeah. Then you have to you have to redo it or fix it or whatever, and that's more time. There's always a time limit when we do weddings. Like
Yeah.
we have to get everyone done by this time to get you out on time. So it's a limitation to what we can do. So that's why trials are the best. I love trials. Like
yeah, it definitely. I mean, and then the bride is going into the wedding day knowing we already did this.
Yeah.
Like
it's
I
gonna be
already
great.
They already know you. You already know them. You
Yeah.
understand their skin. We already tried it and everything looks good.
Yeah.
I definitely recommend a trial as well. I know some people might not want to spend the money, but like
I know. But it's
think it's
usually,
worth it.
honestly, it's usually discounted like I do. It's just to figure out what you want. If we're in the same place, what if we're not a good match? Not that like we're being mean or anything, but sometimes you just don't match with the person. And you have to, like I've known brides who did 4 trials. Like where they're probably a little crazy, but I don't know. But like it's just I think it's just good to do it.
yeah. I mean, 4 is probably a lot.
No, it is. Yeah,
I do know
that's-
my sister did 2 because
Okay,
she
that's
did
fine.
she's definitely a little bit more on the shyer side, and I went with her. She did the trial, and then like she came to the car and looked at me and was like, I don't like it. And I was like, why didn't you tell them?
something.
And she was like, I don't know. And she was like, maybe we can fix it. And so we ended up spending like a couple hours that night, like me doing her hair and like trying to figure out what she liked. And then
doing it again.
and then like I helped her like text her hair and makeup artist and be like, can we do it again? But she did. And the thing is, it like, thank God, because the hair and makeup artist was super nice and was like, yeah, come back. Let's figure this out.
Yeah.
And then they did. And then the wedding day was perfect because,
awesome.
you know, they figured it out. So she did 2 trials, not 4. But
Oh, that's good.
if she called me and was like, I want a 3rd, I'd be like, okay, no, you're done.
But that's why you have to speak up. And I've had a lot of like painfully shy people. So like who don't want to speak up, but it's like, you're really like, it's okay. And it's your wedding day. You want it to be how you want it to be. So just speak up. We're not going to bite. We don't bite.
You're not gonna bite. You're not gonna bite. So we kind of talked about airbrush being like a current trend. Are there other trends that you're finding that are really popular amongst brides, like updos or hair down or?
Definitely updos. I feel like updos never go out of style. Like I really don't. There's let me see. Oh, the Hollywood braid, the Hollywood waves.
Oh, those
I have a lot of brides who want that now. And I've been doing hair for so long, and I feel like the past 2 years it's been a lot of brides that really want that service. So I've done that a lot.
I have extremely straight hair. Literally, my hair, if you're watching the video of this, like, this is my air dried hair because this morning was a little crazy. I didn't have time to curl it or anything. But so curls fall in my hair like so fast. And so when I watch these videos of the hair people brushing out the curls, my heart sinks a little. I'm like,
you have to brush them out to get that look.
Right. So how would you handle that, like, with my type of hair that it would fall? Or do you recommend like extensions to keep that?
Oh, for sure.
For sure.
I always, every time when someone has your type of hair, extensions. That's what's going to hold it.
Gotcha.
If you have that type of hair.
Yeah. Because I always, when I watch them brush it out, I'm like, oh no, like.
Yeah. No, there's a lot of product used. That style takes so long. It's like.
Really? Because it looks like an effortless, like simple little Hollywood wave.
Oh my God. It's not. It's so hard. Not? It's very complicated. It takes a long time.
Why?
Just because, like, you literally have to do it a certain way. Like, each curl takes time. Like, each single section of combing it gently, spraying, curling it perfectly, spraying, letting it go, waiting till it gets cold, and then on to the next one. You have to do each one. So you can't speed up that style. Like, you can't. You have to take your time. You have to at least have an hour and a half, 2 hours, depending how long the hair is.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
In order to get it to look like beautiful and perfect, yes.
And then do you find that it lasts all day?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but that's part of like...
Yeah, that's why, you know.
To get it to last all day, you have to like spray it.
Yep.
Okay, so I mean, I've seen it. I'm not surprised that you said that because it is popular. Like I've seen it on TikTok and everything.
So many brides want that nowadays.
It does look pretty, but if they want it, make sure... extensions.
Yes. If you don't have a lot of hair or if your hair doesn't hold curls, I always tell brides to do extensions.
Gotcha.
And it looks so good.
And these are things, like, it sounds so simple, but I think there's a lot of brides that don't think about these things.
No.
And they're like, I want this look.
Yeah.
And then on the wedding day, when you can't do it, they're probably like, why?
Like, you don't have the hair. It's like if you look on Pinterest, which I love Pinterest because it's great to help people have ideas, but a lot of people don't have that hair. Like, most of those women on there, it's extensions. Like, I know, it's extensions. So you just need them. Like, even if it's just for that day, you don't have to wear it all the time.
Yeah.
But
it's funny. A couple weeks ago on the podcast, I had my friend who does hair for weddings as well. She just does hair, not makeup, but it was because, like, literally when you said it's extensions, she said the same thing. She was like, it's extensions. Like, it is extensions. So I guess this is a common thing.
Yeah. Oh,
it's extensions.
Yeah, we know. We usually know. Like,
we know. So do you have any wedding day horror stories?
That I remember. I usually block them out. Recently, me and my friend worked on a wedding, and everything was great. Everyone was awesome. It wasn't the bride. The bride was great. It was the bridesmaid. So we had a bridesmaidzilla.
A bridesmaidzilla?
Yeah. Okay. So my friend did her makeup, and she hated every bit of it. And she looked great. But I guess she was just, I don't know. She was just really picky, and she went in the bathroom, took it all off. Then she came to me and I did her hair, and she told me what she wanted and I didn't. And then, I don't know, something switched, and then she went crazy. So she went to go wash her hair and went to another stylist to get her hair done. And then she was basically like talking about us very loudly to another friend on the phone about how she hates us and we're incompetent. So yeah, that's how that
I mean, I guess I understand, like, you know, everyone has their different things that they want, and maybe if they're unhappy with one, like we're saying with the trials, like if you're unhappy, like speak up. But if she went from the one artist to the, and then I mean, does she say like, hey, I don't really like this, or does she just wash it off before she asked you to fix it?
She washed it off basically first. We are always like open to fixing whatever, but she was just not hearing it like at all. She was mad and furious, but we were told she was acting like that the whole wedding party, like the whole time of the wedding process.
Oh, like probably the bachelorette weekend.
Yeah, like everything. She was just like making it hard for everybody. So it's just like they were defending her. They were like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. She's just difficult," which is fine. I deal with difficult people every single day, but it's just about not being disrespectful. Yeah, she was getting very disrespectful.
Gotcha.
So that's what makes it hard. Like,
And so if someone is unhappy, obviously you want them to speak up.
oh, of course.
The whole washing it
Oh.
off. She washed her face and her hair.
Yeah.
So now her hair was wet.
Yeah, and she went to another stylist because I was incompetent. But
I mean, I don't know about this wedding day, but I know my wedding day and all of the weddings that I've been a part of and helped
Yeah.
plan and whatnot. There's a timeline.
yeah.
So
Yeah, they were running behind.
who had time to wash hair and
One
all
of
of that?
my other friends stayed behind to do it because we were together, and I was like, I have to go. I have a time limit. I have a son, so like
Yeah.
babysitter, and I can't deal with that stress.
Yeah.
I've dealt with a lot of people for so many years. Now I won't deal with as much crazy people like that because I can't.
I know. I mean, like you said, there's a level
Yeah.
of like disrespect.
Yeah. There's like, if you get me to a level, I'm done. Like,
Yeah, and
and I
it's-
can deal with a lot. So if you get me there, it's like you did a lot.
You did a lot.
You know?
Yeah. And I mean, it's bridesmaids, like, it's just not like I've been a bridesmaid before and I've like, you know, not loved my hair or my makeup or like something, but it's like, whatever. It's not my day. Like,
Yeah.
let's move on.
No, I don't know if she was bitter or something, but she seemed to like it. Like, I don't know. She just wanted to kind of mess up the bride's day. I don't know. It was crazy.
It's so sad. I've heard of so many like bridesmaids, and I have one friend who her sister changed into a white dress for the reception, and it's just like
I've heard of mothers doing that too. It's so awful.
it's awful. I'm like, why?
Yeah,
I don't understand.
I don't know. Talking about this makes me think about a bride I had a long time ago. And she brought me a picture, and I said I can make it look similar because we can't make it look exactly like the picture because we're not the stylist that did that. But me, I can always do a look very similar to the picture. And she's like, no, I want it exactly like the picture. And I was like, I cannot do that. She's like, why? I just explained to you why. So she just got mad and was just being so mean and rude to me. Then I get to her makeup, and I thought it came out wonderful. She looked beautiful. And she still wasn't happy about certain little things. And I literally walked out. I said, I'm done. You're being extremely disrespectful to me, and I'm not doing this anymore. Like, I was there, I don't know how long. I was like 2 hours working on her, and she was just very mean.
Wait, what was this for a wedding?
Oh, she was a bride. She was getting married that day. It was like a small, like, I think it was just her and her fiance maybe going to the courthouse or something.
Okay.
So, yeah, I left. And they were trying to convince me to come back in the salon, and I said, I'm done. It's just,
boy.
I can't. Like, the disrespect just gets me.
Yeah, I can't believe people are that disrespectful.
No, I know. People say that to me all the time, and I'm like, you have no idea. Like, I've had people yell at me. I've had people do all type of stuff. Like,
That's so sad. I
no,
mean,
it is.
if you guys are unhappy with your hair and makeup,
Yeah.
talk.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
We can fix it, or, there's another stylist or artist you can go to.
Yeah. So tell me about your company. Where are you guys located?
Well, I'm a traveling stylist.
Okay.
So I travel to wherever you are.
How far will you travel?
The furthest down south is Miami. The furthest up north, I'll say Orlando.
Orlando. Okay.
Yeah.
So South Florida, Central Florida is your area.
Yes.
And then do you work with a team? Let's say a bride has 6 bridesmaids and they hire you. How do you handle that? Like, do you bring other people with you, or
Yes.
what do you do?
I have other girls that have their own weddings, wedding agencies, so we work together a lot. If like
Gotcha.
we need help or something, because I can do only a certain amount of people. So
Yeah, of course. Okay, so you work with a team, and
Yeah.
so someone, if they have like 6 bridesmaids or something, they can hire you, and you'll make sure that there's enough staff
Yes.
that day. How many people do you typically bring? Like, how many girls can you do in one day? Like, if
by myself, the most I've done is 9.
really,
Yes.
but do you like doing that, or does that then
Not
cause?
really. My limit is like 7. But I can, and I'll do an amazing job.
Yeah,
But it just, sometimes the party's really big and someone adds somebody on.
Yeah.
And we don't always take that. It just depends on the time frame.
yeah.
But-
I feel like, I mean, not that you're unable, like your ability, but I mean, you guys usually have to be done whenever photos are starting.
Yeah.
So let's say photos are starting at 12 or 1. If you have 9 girls, what are you going to do? Start at 4 a.m.?
No, we usually, I think the earliest I've started now, I guess, will be 6 or 7. I'm pretty fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
And
yeah.
I'm assuming that that's something that you ask them in advance, like how many.
Oh yeah, you have to know everything in advance. Like no last minute things.
Yeah.
because that makes it hard.
That makes it really hard. Yeah. So how many you have
Yeah.
to? They have to communicate with you in advance.
Oh
of,
yeah,
like how
I
many?
have to know everything. We have to have a time
like a
schedule.
Schedule.
Yeah.
And you need to know when the photographer is
Oh
going
yeah,
to be there.
yeah. When the bride needs to be done, like yeah, the bride's usually done like I guess 2 people ahead, just because people are always bothering the bride, like the flower person, the camera person, the mom, the bridesmaid. So we like to get them done and out of the way.
Yeah, and you probably. I mean, if things do run behind, you don't want the bride to be last.
No, you
Because
never want the bride to be last.
If you're going to be rushing on someone, it can't be the
Yeah.
bride.
Oh my God. I've been in situations where the bride was last, but you don't want that.
Yeah.
No, it stresses you out like a lot.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I would recommend the bride going like, 2 or 3 to last.
Yeah.
So what is one piece of advice that you want to give our listeners, whether it's like for brides, whether it's, I don't know, hair and makeup, wedding planning, marriage advice, like what?
Oh, wedding planner. Have a wedding planner. I think that's really important because the weddings I've done when they were really stressed out, and that makes it hard. Like if they're super mad and then we're trying to do hair and makeup and they're not happy.
I think people just don't know what they don't know.
Yeah.
Like they think like I got this, but if
Yes.
they don't have some sort of professional help guiding them through, it's really hard. They don't know what they don't know.
Yeah, and weddings are a lot. Like, and I'm in the background, but I've been in the industry for so long. I just see, like, I'm like, oh my God, you need a wedding planner. And then you don't want to do everything yourself because so many things happen. Like stuff go wrong, and it's just so much to do, and you don't want to stress yourself out that much for your wedding, or at least have somebody take some of it away.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, and I mean, like, so the program that I have is like, I am making sure that they know everything in advance.
Yeah.
So, if they have a wedding coordinator or something on the day of, fabulous. If they don't, at least they're as prepared as possible.
Yes.
I think where fires happen is when they're not prepared and they don't know in advance. And then things just kind of go crazy. And on the wedding day, it's too late.
Yeah. Like, you can only do what you can do.
Yeah, exactly. And it's your one wedding day, so you don't want it to be that chaotic, messy day. You don't want to be upset.
No, you don't.
Even with the trial, like just do the trial because if you are unhappy, you don't want that to happen on the actual wedding day.
Yeah. And you could be a bride that like loved your look and then you change your mind. I've had so many people do that, and I'm like, okay, but at least like you want something else, and this is what you want. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, yeah. Well, this was great. I think the bride's definitely listening, or whoever's listening could take a lot away and make sure that they're prepared for the wedding day.
Yes.
Where can our listeners find you or reach you if they want to book you for their big day?
They can book me on my email, a_Princeton@yahoo.com. You can DM me on my Instagram, Unity Empire, Facebook, Ashley's Empire. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, you guys, if you're having a wedding or a big event in South Florida, reach out to Ashley. She'll take great care of you. And thank you for being here. This is fun.
Thank you for having me.